football league on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the home of the Cardinals, State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, partner. A couple of teams that were cellar dwellers a year ago, but as we've seen being around the league for a while, man, that can change one season to the next.
And how often do we see, Mike, a team that finished at the bottom of their division just a year later be the division champion? I'm not suggesting that it's easy or necessarily that these two teams are going to find themselves in that position. But the NFL is made up of a formula that says you don't have to stay long forever. If you make the right decisions, you can go from worst to first very quickly.
Out is Eddie Pinheiro to get this one started. And off we go from Glendale. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So out comes the Arizona offense for the first time. And here is Kyler Murray, the #1 overall pick in 2019, to lead them.
I just love watching Kyler Murray play quarterback, Mike, because it just reminds you that they come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, to be this small, but this fast and have that much arm talent, you just don't see that combination very often, let alone in the NFL. But we are now more than a year removed from that knee injury. I think he's ready to prove that he was worth that #1 overall pick just a few seasons ago, and he considers himself one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL now that he's fully healthy again.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's the first carry for the Pitt product, James Conner. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Third and 6. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. And that is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Panthers now ready to get to work on offense for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
When he was taken as the first overall pick in the draft a couple years ago, Mike, certainly was not because of his physical stature. It was because of his mind. It was because of his processing ability. It was because of all the intangibles that they believed they saw in his days coming out of Alabama. Now, he's gotten some experience under his belt from a rookie year that had its ups and downs. He has all the talent in the world. Now he's got to go out and just capture it and make it happen.
The pass intended for Xavier Legette. And it'll be 2nd down. From the gun, it's Young. He's going to keep it himself. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides.
Well, give him some credit. Initially, that looked like it was going to be a sack. He's able to escape the pressure and get away. Picks up a little bit of yardage, but at least he avoids taking that shot.
Here's 3rd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Young. Now he'll air one out. That is brought in. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
If If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And After that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. Young. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. He was seeking out the veteran Adam Thielen that time. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and
the pressure, too much, and he goes down.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Slot receiver, headed right. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Young. Over the middle, he's got Leggett.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
Piñeiro's kick is good. And the Panthers will take a 3-0 lead.
You know, I think it's safe to say here, Mike, as this offense leaves the field, they wanted to stay out there and go for it. But I think in this case, the coach is playing the long game. He understands that these 3 points now can end up being very valuable as this game moves along.
Here comes DJ Dallas on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready now for their 2nd drive. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll start this drive on the ground, and it's Connor. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll go again here to Connor. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now it's 3rd down. We'll try and run for this with Connor.
James Connor on the handoff. He's brought down at the 37-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Here's Blake Gillikin now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And no run back here. Fair catch taken at the 17-yard line. The Panthers offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They were able to turn that opening drive into points. 3-0 our score as they start again with a 1st down. Now the 1st carry for Chuba Hubbard. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that 1st hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A second down throw for Young. Off he goes. And Young will have a first down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
On play action, Young. Looking left side is tight end Tremble.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Off the play fake. Here's Young. This one to the tight end, Tremble. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. So, after the 5 yards are walked off, they face third and long. Here's Young to throw. Into space at the 45. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 3-0 is our score. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Young. Secured by the veteran Adam Thielen. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Young hands it to Hubbard. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. To throw is Young. He'll get that to his tight end. That's Ja'Tavion Sanders. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
They'll go for it with Hubbard. And he's going to have a Panthers first down, and he'll get it by plenty. It's a gain of 8 on 4th and 1.
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
And a minimal gain there, down to the 20. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Young. There's a short one caught by Sanders. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. The motion man is Sanders. To throw is Young. That's to the right, caught by Sanders. And it looks like he's going to have the 1st down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
Now they're entering the area of the field, especially with the amount of yards they've gained on this possession, Mike, where it feels like a touchdown is critical. For the defense, settling for a field goal here, especially with the ball where it is, feels like a win.
Young to throw on 1st and 10. Remain in a 3-0 first half. We'll have more from Glendale after this. Throwing on 2nd down, Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They can keep the drive alive if they get to the 4, but facing 3rd down at the moment. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Pinheiro going to come on to try a field goal now. This a 31-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Panthers going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. Dortch now to return it. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a 1st down. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
This pass is caught by Greg Dortch. And he's near the 1st down, stopped a little short of the 40.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Murray on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. You can't beat a running quarterback. Gain of 16 and a 1st down.
Having Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down. Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Out of the gun, it's Murray. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Murray. He'll try and get there on the ground. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the first down and some.
Murray now to throw on 1st down. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This just a little more than a chip shot. 32-yard attempt.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
Three seconds, all that remain in this first half, as that one's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. All field goals in that first half. 6-3 the score at the break. As we send you to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman. He's got the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Reports. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Panthers offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Back to throw, Young. That's caught. It's the tight end, Sanders. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
On 2nd down, Young.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Receiver in motion, going right. From the gun, it's Young. Open net. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Cardinals have got it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step one. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
The Cardinals offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll start with a golden opportunity here to move out in front. Great field position to start out. It's 1st and 10.
He's brought down by Shaq Thompson. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 33-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Murray. That'll be taken in by Connor. 11 yards on the connection there. It's an Arizona 1st down.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Power run inside. Here's Connor. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
They'll go right back to Connor. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. Here's Connor. And he will score. James Conner. Touchdown, Cardinals.
When you start talking about the qualities of a top-tier back in the NFL, Mike, we all talk about size, speed, the ability to keep your feet, the ability to have balance at contact. But the part we don't talk enough about is patience, understanding the blocking scheme, the timing, when to hit the hole, as much as what hole to hit. And I think you get a great example of what that looks like when it all comes together. He takes advantage of the scheme, and next thing you know, he hits his head on the goalpost.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Cardinals open the lead to 4. It's 10-6. So now Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Raheem Blackshear on the return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. They trail by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
The motion man is Sanders. Young to throw on 1st down. The throw on the run is complete.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Receiver in motion, headed left. A second down throw for Young. That's over the middle to his tight end, Sanders. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
1st and 10. From the pistol, a give to Hubbard. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
On 1st and 10, here's Young. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
We're going to run right over center with Hubbard. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Out of the shotgun, Young. A throw left side, taken in by Thielen.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
Here's Young. A throw on the move is caught. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The ball right on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Here's Young. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
If there's one positive remaining, it's the fact that they're still in scoring position. But with the way they've been able to move the ball down here in the red zone, they're thinking 6. But after that last sack, their chances of converting here for a touchdown have gotten a lot more difficult.
For the lead, here is 3rd and goal. Now Young. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
So, here's Eddie Pinheiro in a big spot. This to get back within a field goal. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they inch a bit closer here in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Cardinals offense ready for this next possession. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Murray. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, this is one of those times where you really see the evolution of the tight end position, right? It's not the days of just go past the first down, turn around, catch it, and fall. We see so many guys around the league that with the ball in their hand, they're almost more running back than they are tight end.
They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
On the zone read, given to Connor. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Working from the shotgun, it's Murray. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is first down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early first down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal, but either way, I'm coming away with points. So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category, but the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
They'll run with Connor. And he'll be taken down, let's call it the 7-yard. Throwing Murray. And he'll only be able to get to the 7-yard line. So good work by the defense. It sets up 4th down.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
So a big kick coming for the veteran Matt Prater. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal. And this one right down the middle. It's good. So it is still a one-score game, but a little more breathing room now. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Blackshear. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Panthers offense getting set to get back to work. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's downfield. He's got Sanders, the tight end. The Panthers will take their first timeout, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. To throw is Young. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Throwing on second down, Young. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Great job there defensively, separating the man from the ball. And this is the moments in the game where you need your best players to step up. And this guy's showing what he's capable of doing in the game's critical moment.
From the gun here on third down, it's Young. He'll try to run for it. A terrific run there. He's finally taken down at the 25-yard line.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
Now he'll run it. Now a timeout for Carolina. That's going to be their second. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Hubbard. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. Now Young. And this is a touchdown! They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. It felt like they needed a touchdown. Greg, in the worst way, after getting those early field goals to find the end zone. Big boost for this offense.
And it felt like they really needed it. As you said, Mike, to come away with 3 previous drives ending in field goals and not being able to cross it over the goal line for 6, it starts to wear on you as an offense. You start having a little doubt saying, hey, can we finish any of these drives? Now they finally do, and we can expect this to kind of start to roll throughout the rest of this game.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. DJ Dallas now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Cards offense and their veteran running back James Conner set to take over again. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. He'll fire one deep for Harrison. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Murray. He keeps it himself. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. They get 22 yards there. It's good for a Cardinals first down.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the first down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make a comeback.
Now they burn the timeout. They are in that gray area. You might be able to get in 2 plays, but maybe just 1 left in this game. We'll see. Now, 2nd and 4. Murray looking to throw. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is incomplete with 1 second left on the clock.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, as this one will come to an end. So this one a win for the visiting Panthers. They knew this would be a dogfight away from home, and they were right. But they come away with a hard-fought victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.